This is NEM 2014, and I've got privilege to be with Andrew Bradford, agents leading for Europe, the Nielsen company. Thank you for joining
Hi there.
me in this quick interview session with him. You've been mentioning something which is really interesting and ringing a bell. You said there is a difference between analog and digital way to pushing the advertisers
Yes.
and messages. As analog, you've got a one screen and pushing to
Yes.
everyone. Digital is something different. Do you really people from industry realize that difference?
I think they do. So I think the premise of what I was saying was that in digital you have a dynamic ad load, so you serve many ads to many people. With television you have a linear, at least at the moment, a linear ad model, which is one ad, lots of people. And I think most people understand and recognize that.
Want to know what the data is?
Yeah, I think part of the underlying innovation that we've been making in our services over the last couple of years is that we fully recognise the importance of the disciplined approaches that traditional media have taken with panels and with those sorts of things. But what we've been trying to do is also leverage big data, because big data is incredibly important, because only big data can really take account of the fragmentation of all of these different digital devices. Now, by putting those two things together, we've been able to deliver that 3 R's framework to clients, and I think that what you'll see with many of our new and quite innovative services is that we're leveraging the big data, but we're calibrating it back to something solid, which is often sometimes a panel, so that we can really be sure that the big data is actually what it looks like. Because sometimes in online, there's a mountain of data and it's not all good. So you've got to make sure that you understand how it's skewed. Is it representative? Does it represent something tangible? And only by calibration can you really get a sense of that. So we're trying to pull two worlds together for the 3 R's.
From my point of view, and from my colleagues from print and from companies that try to advertising on TVs or websites, they're always interested, like, what is really cost? What you really put the money on for advertising and how much you could get back. Is that measurable?
TV can measure people. Online doesn't really measure people very well, and has been using census data. And if you want to deduplicate one person and try and work out, well, did he watch the football game on television, on his mobile, and maybe on his tablet as well, you've got to measure a person ultimately so that you can deduplicate those devices. You've got to measure the devices as well. That's why it all has to come together. So that's why with a lot of the services that we've been delivering recently around, we delivered a service called Online Campaign Ratings, which is delivering very simple gross rating points for digital. But we're also able to deduplicate that with television data to provide that brilliant Venn diagram of who saw the TV ad only, who saw the online ad only, and who were the group in the middle that saw both. Because we can deduplicate both the people and the device. So we're getting there.
Thank you very much. It was NEM 2014. That was Andrew Bradford, agency lead to Europe, the Nielsen company. Thank you really much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.